Hey everybody, Lazerbolt here, and welcome to Friday Night Flights. We are enjoying another beautiful Friday evening here in Papua New Guinea, and yeah, we're going to be taking off in about 4 minutes, and hopefully everybody had a good week. We've got the regular cast of characters around here. We've got Mia Scully down there getting ready to come join us. We've got our buddy Wingnut Bob and Longhorn Ram, and anyone else who feels like come join us, please come on, hop in. All the description of the airports we're going to and the aircraft we're flying, it's all in the description of the video, so please come on and join us. And yeah, how's everybody doing tonight? Bob and Longhorn, you guys are doing good?
Doing well. Thank you.
I like to hear that. I got somebody's car alarm going on outside my window. That's fun.
I'm not hearing it coming through though.
Right, we are sitting here in the little town of Rendani, and see these mountains we got behind us. Real beautiful mountain range. We're going to be flying right over that. We're going to have to go pretty high tonight, guys. We're going to be climbing up to 15,000 feet on all three legs. So we're going to have some elevation to get over that craggly mountain. We are getting into some really desolate areas here, very unpopulated and very rugged, mountainous and foresty regions here, and yeah, it's this is Papua New Guinea proper. It's quite rural around here. Especially, you'll notice a lot of times when we're flying around mountains and areas like that, you'll see roads occasionally, and you'll see a little village. There's nothing like that here. It's going to be quite a flight. Should be a good time. They're quite beautiful too. Just trying to remember every little thing here. I was happy to see that all of our airports tonight are in the Blackbird C-130 database. So we shouldn't have to do anything special. We'll be able to follow right along with the flight plan tonight. And we also have one ILS landing. I believe it's our second stop. Has a nice little ILS approach going on. So that'll be just great. Matter of fact, I got to make sure my CDI is set for INAV1. We should be right on course. You will notice that our first airport is Kaimana. This is at a heading of 186. 186, so go ahead and set your heading hold for that, and we'll be on our way to Kaimana. Ooh, I like that bird that Mia's in. Look at that, with the zebra stripes going on. That's pretty sharp. Is that the Blackbird logo on the back there, or is that something else?
Looks like it.
Yeah, very cool.
Logo.
That's nice. That looks like a C-130 that Ted Nugent would fly.
Yeah.
Yep, very cool. Yeah, guys and girls, make sure you check your flaps and check your flight plan and make sure everything's up and running. We'll be taking up here very shortly. Our buddy Captain Hopper's already popping in saying Happy Friday and have a safe flight. Thanks, buddy. Happy Friday to you, too. A reminder, we're going to 15,000 feet. We're going to turn to a heading of 186 and try to maintain 250 indicated. Actually, tonight, why don't we shoot for 230 indicated? 230 knots, 230. That should get us there just fine. Make your last minute preparations because we're about ready to go, guys.
I'm all set.
Yeah, I agree, Captain. This is a beautiful bird. All of them. There's some pretty neat paint jobs, too, that they give you with it.
So we could almost go sea level if we just kind of made a slight left turn around this first mountain range.
Oh, what fun is that? Alright, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 after the hour. Let's go ahead and get these birds up. Give myself some flaps here. Okay, hopefully everybody's ready to go. Let's get these birds in the air. I am going to take a, well, why don't we do a left-hand turn out here? I'm going to do a left-hand turn, and we'll get on course 186. Lazerbolt is spooling up, and we're rolling. It's already telling me I don't have enough flaps. Well, we'll just give it one more.
Oh, you're all over the place, Wingnut.
Yeah, I'll let go of this stick.
Ah,
Not a good time to do that.
I love how this thing just gently lifts off.
Oh, it's beautiful. Very well balanced. Alrighty, doing my left-hand turn. Got those beautiful prop vortexes. Yeah, I see. It was Bob that told me that in the forums, on the Blackbird forums, there somebody mentioned that the prop vortexes are a bit much, a little cartoony and distracting. And Blackbird responded that they are aware of it and they are tweaking it. I hope they don't completely remove it. I mean, I sort of like it. It's just if they could tone it down a little bit, that'd be great.
His reply would be amended, so I took that as like you said, tweaking it, and
Yeah,
not completely getting rid of it.
I like that. All right. That autopilot switch. We're on our way. All right, 15,000. Here we come. Like I said, our second stop of the evening will be, we're going to be doing an ILS approach. That's always fun. Enjoy doing that. And it's nice that all of the airports are in the database today. We can just go ahead and do a regular old follow the flight plan, and that'll be easy to keep us all together. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to arm my nav. It's narmed over here. And yeah, as soon as we get close enough to that flight path, it'll automatically latch onto that, and we are on our way. So our first destination tonight is Whiskey Alpha Sierra Kilo, a little place called Kaimana. When we get there, it's recommending runway 19. See how that fits in with what we're doing. I think 19 will work out just fine. So yeah, let's do that. Let's land on runway 19 when we get there. It's a pretty big runway. It's 5,200 feet. That's plenty for us of asphalt. Once again, not much elevation. It's kind of right on the coast. It's 7 feet. And yeah, count on that. We're going to do runway 19. Still waiting to get close enough to that flight path for it to engage. I still think that's a little picky. Every other aircraft I've flown, it will find the flight path for you. And this one, you literally have to cross it for it to grab onto it. That seems a little odd, but what do I know? I have seen people in the forums, they'll bring that up, saying that it seems a little much. So yeah, I've finally captured it. I had to be right on top of it when it happened, though. No biggie. Trying something a little different tonight. I've created a super chat goal. Just go ahead and super chat anything you want. I will answer any questions you got. You name it. Getting up into the clouds now. If you look at the map and see that that final airport we're heading to, that is really, really in the thick of the mountains up here. Looks like we have one more evening here in Papua New Guinea. We're going to end up here in the mountains, and then at the end of next week, and hopefully we're going to be down here somewhere. I haven't checked the availability of airports yet, but then we just got this little hop. We can hop right over to Australia, and then we're there. Australia, here we come. So, Longhorn, you were saying you're flying around Australia this week, huh? Was it a cargo company that you got that's doing that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to open up other parts of the world that are daylight when I get home from work.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's one of the places.
Yeah. Although I bought a Titan, the Titan 404, because I really enjoyed flying that. So I put it in, I think, Adeline. There isn't a single cargo mission that I ran across yet that I can use that plane in.
Oh, really? What's the issue? They just don't make it for that airplane, or the weights are
fuel,
different?
It's saying that it doesn't have enough fuel for the trip. So I ended up having to transport a Grand Caravan over. It cost me like 1.2 million credits to transfer it over to make 400,000 credits. And so I'm kind of
it was
flying
probably
that one around.
You had to take it from a long ways away, huh, to bring it there.
Yeah, I put that one in Kathmandu because I was hoping to get some flights around Lukla and
that's a fun place.
Mount Everest and stuff. But there were no cargo missions there at all. It just had like scenic flights and stuff. So I was like,
there's not a whole lot of airports around there, so I can see where it might be hard to find a place to bring it to. There's a lot of like just grass strips that are a few hundred feet, 1,000 feet. So I mean, maybe a 172 might be okay there, but the Grand Caravan's great there. But I mean, there's got to be some airports around, and there are some missions over there, but it seems to want to favor the PC-12, which I have no desire to fly. I've got one in my I like that. I like my PC-12.
I think I just don't like the navigation on it. It's just I'm so used to the Garmin's, and so they're so easy to do, and you got to learn something new to do the other one. So it's like, I don't have time for that. So I just leave it on, let my crew fly it.
Lukla is a fun, challenging airport to land at, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. I think it's the highest airport in the entire world. There's very little air up there.
And St. Bart's is another challenge, coming down to that runway and stop before you go in the ocean.
All right, I'll do that. Well, how high are you going, Longhorn?
Says I'm at 15,000.
Does it?
Yep. Okay, oh, you know what? Let me check my barometer because I didn't calibrate.
Yeah, we got
that
different
yet.
weather for sure.
Yeah.
My barometer's stuck at 29.92.
Yeah, actually, mine just went to 2986 and said I was about 40 feet below. So now I'm going back up another 40 feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have it locked right on 15,000. My speed at 230, which I seem to be passing by you now.
Yep, we clearly have different weather patterns going on here.
I'm going to drop this down. But I'm on live weather. So.
Speaking of weather, it cooled right down again around here. It's not quite snowing, but it's been in the 30s the last couple of days. At least it's sunny. Nice and sunny, but cold.
Yeah, it's dropping all the way down south, too. We're going to be in like 36 down here in the morning. And we've been in the 80s.
Wow. I'm ready for some 80s. Now that it's spring.
It's coming out of the north, so I'd appreciate it, Laser, if you just keep that right up there where you are.
Yeah. Well, that stuff, it goes where it wants. We keep getting it from Canada. Wish they'd keep it too.
Yeah.
All right, everything is going smooth over here. Turn on my
Now I see why I
tactical
passed
lights.
you.
Formation lights here. Make that look nice.
Forgot to hit either I forgot to hit it or I didn't hold the auto throttle.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, remember, if you've got your stick all the way forward, it will ignore that.
Okay, so.
But if
Right,
you
let's
pull it
drop
back a little
down
bit, it will completely ignore the throttle, which is nice. Then it'll just stick to the auto throttle, whatever you got that set to. One of the changes they made. Turns out nice.
Yeah, I was up to 264.
Oh, nice. Okay, I see you're slowing down a little bit now. I'm catching up to you.
Yeah, we were upper 80s for the last week and a half, and then we were in 70s the last 2 days, and now we're 82 to 83.
Right. Well, you guys
through
probably love
Sunday.
a nice 70-degree day over there.
Oh, the 70s were great.
Yeah.
80s is a little bit warm, but as long as it stays under 90. But then we've got like a bout of rain coming in starting Monday for the next week, and by the end of the week, we're supposed to be back down into the 50s.
Oof, 50s.
Which is my kind of weather. That's what I like. 50s and rain.
Should move to England. Alrighty, we're 121 out, and everything's looking good. Yeah, Captain Hopper, I saw your new video today. I enjoyed that. Captain Hop releases a lot of Guardians 2 type stuff. And yeah, he's right on top of that. If anybody likes Guardians 2, go check out his channel on YouTube. It's really good. And on Twitch, he is often streaming. It's Captain Hopper over there. And yeah, I've never seen somebody who knows more about Guardians 2 than that fella. Yeah, you see these mountainous, foresty mountains we're going over. This is pretty desolate place around here. I mean, not desolate like a haunted house, but it's just it's pretty sparsely populated. I was watching a documentary on New Guinea just yesterday, just to catch a little information about it, and yeah, they were saying, I mean, up until like the 70s, nobody had even managed to go here. They've sent expedition after expedition, and they only got so far. They couldn't keep going. And when they tried to hire locals to help them to find where they're going, most of the locals refused to go. They just said, "Nope, I am not going up into those forests up in the mountains, man. I'm not going there. That's a bad news. You don't want to do it." Sure is beautiful, though. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, bring that beautiful bird up here.
Right on your 6.
Looking good. Yeah, and they say to this day this is one of the least well-mapped areas. There's just even satellite images don't really capture what's going on down there. You know, it's so densely forested that they got no idea what the land is like underneath it. Hey, Mia's up here. Right on. Yeah, I love that that zebra stripe paint job she's got going on. It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, it's neat.
Mm-hmm. It almost looks a little orange, like it might be tiger stripes.
Yeah, it's not your traditional camouflage colors.
Anybody do anything interesting this week? Take any trips or see anything fun or funny?
That would imply you'd have to go out and see the world.
I know. Yeah, I see the world through the internet most of the time, especially in the winter. It's getting about warm enough though that I'd like to plan a little trip for my RV. I don't have any idea where I'm going, but I'm not heading north, I'll tell you that.
I'll do another cookout video.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I recently came across a really good recipe that I'm loving for, well, they're called Texas Twinkies, but it's more like a stuffed pepper kind of thing. It's a stuffed pepper with, you wrap it in bacon, and then you smoke it. You know, you don't just grill it, you smoke it like you would any other kind of smoked thing. Smoke it for like 5-6 hours. And then right before you serve it, you throw it on the grill and crisp up that bacon. And, it's good stuff. I'm definitely going to be doing that.
Well, it sounds good, but you're killing me with this.
Well, you got to stop coming to the flights without eating first, man.
I got me some sliced cheese and a Mexican mudslide going on here, but you're still making me more hungry.
That does sound pretty good. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I ate right beforehand, too, but I can always eat more. Especially when I see something that's that tasty.
I got to put the WAUU brakes on here. I'm about to go up in your cargo area.
Right on. You still got a little bit. Looking good. Holding good formation over here. So I really like it when we can just do a CDI direct flight path. Hello. It's funny, when you got close to me, all of a sudden my little streamers came out. That's weird. Yeah, as soon as you got real close to me, my that vortex appeared.
Yep, mine did too. Yeah.
Hey, Longhorn's up here. Greetings. We got the whole gang going on. We are missing a few of our pilots tonight, though, that often fly with us. I haven't seen the Crowfoot brothers tonight. Actually, I haven't seen them in a couple weeks. Well, I did finally get around to watching a movie I've been wanting to see. I saw that new Tron movie. Tron Ares, it's called. I've always been a pretty big fan of the Tron movies as it is, the one from way back in the day. That's just a iconic movie for, you know, special effects breakthroughs and just kind of neat stuff, you know. And then the part 2, Tron Legacy, that's one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. It's awesome looking. It's got a great story. It's really cool. I like that movie a lot. So I kind of had high hopes for this Tron Ares. I haven't got around to watching it until just a couple days ago. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually enjoyed that a lot too. A little disappointing that there's no returning characters. The main guy there, what's his name? Bridges. He's back. You know, he shows up for a minute at the end. But other than that, it's pretty much a whole brand new cast. Which is kind of a shame because at the end of Legacy, they had like the main dude was sort of flying around, and he managed to get his girlfriend from the Tron world into the real world. And I thought, oh, that'd be interesting, having them all scooting around, being fun. And yeah, they didn't use any of that. They just went and had a brand new thing. The main character this time is what's the guy? Jared Leto. He's the main guy, and he's one of those to where a lot of people seem to not like him, and I get it. There's something kind of creepy about him. There's something, I don't know. I don't even know if it's creepy. It's hard to describe because he's like beyond beautiful. I mean, he's just a good-looking guy, and he's a great actor, but I don't know. I think he's just a little bit weird, you know, and just the behind-the-scenes things you hear about him makes people, they just don't like him. People just, you hear, oh, Jared Leto's in it, and they'll roll their eyes. Like, not that guy. But actually, he's great in it. He's really, really good in it. He plays a dude from the Tron world that they figure out a way to get to our world. It was, you know, due to companies in our world. There's some kind of like 3D printing technology where they can bring him here, which was a neat idea. And but it's like the main hook of the whole movie is they can bring people here to the real world, but they can only last 29 minutes. After 29 minutes, they just degrade and disappear, and they're gone. So the whole movie is trying to figure out how to, you know, the guys from Tron, like Jared Leto, is trying to figure out how to get to the real world and stay there, because he doesn't want to go back. He just wants to stay in the real world. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting movie, and I would recommend it to anybody who likes stuff like that. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's a shame it didn't do very well, because it's actually pretty good. I like that kind of stuff.
Was these in theater? Or?
It was in the theaters. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus now. They have all the Tron stuff. That's a Disney property. So I watched it on Disney Plus a couple days ago. And yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Hey, look at this. We got our buddy Captain Hopper. He gave us a super chat. Thanks, buddy. So this is his first super chat. Well, I am honored. Thanks for the generosity there, buddy. That's very cool. He also says he dug Tron Legacy. Epic score. That is true. And in this new one, too, it's got an epic score with a slightly different flavor to it. I believe Legacy had, I can't remember who those guys are. They're kind of techno-punk dudes. They never show their face. I can't think of what they're called. But in this new one, in Tron Ares there, it has 9 Inch Nails. They did the, it's Daft Punk was the ones who did Legacy. They did a great job on it. That's a really fitting music. This new one has 9 Inch Nails doing the music, which is also kind of a techno-punk sort of sound, but they also a little more of an edge. And the music is just wonderful, the way they weave it in. Of course, the visuals are beyond stunning. Seeing like one of those giant tanks that they have, you know, and seeing that what do they call them, I don't know, and it's floating around the city, kind of a U-shaped tank. You know, it's like it's just stunning. It really is. There are motorcycles driving through the city with that little red beam shooting behind them. It's really good. If you guys like that kind of stuff, I'd recommend it. I enjoyed that very much. Our buddy James Holm is checking in here too. Right on. Says Jared Little was quite good in Blade Runner 2049. Trying to think, was he in? Oh, he was. Oh my God, that's right, in Blade Runner 49. Yeah. By the way, thanks for the super chat, James. Yeah, that's very generous of you. You're a super cool guy over there in Scotland. That's right. In 2049, there he played like the main, kind of the developer of the robots there, kind of a cold, heartless, you know, corporate. You know, he's not a very nice guy, and he doesn't have any sympathy or empathy for his creations, and he treats them just like they're expendable. And yeah, that's right. That was a good movie too. I really enjoyed that. Oh, you guys are being very generous tonight. Thanks for the super chat, you guys. You're the best. Yep. James Holmes says, damn autocorrect. He meant Jared Leto instead of Jared Little.
Yeah, that autocorrect gets me every time when I send a message to like my family or something.
Me too. Gentlemen, we're only about 60 miles out. So since we are so high, I am going to start bringing her down here a little bit. Not in a big, huge hurry, but we better start bringing her down here pretty soon. Let's see, I think we can manage to get down to about 2,000 feet as long as we don't do it too quickly. So I'm going to set my altitude select for 2,000 feet. And hopefully this little knob doesn't do anything crazy. Yeah, the knob still has some weirdness to it, but it's not nowhere near as bad as it used to. Like just now when I did it, it pulled back my stick instead of pushing it forward. But it didn't pull it back so much that I went into orbit. And yeah, get a little bit of a descent here without going too far. And I think we're good here. Alright. Well, James has to go to bed, he says. Off to bed. Yeah, he's over there on the other side of the world. It's pretty early in the morning for him. I appreciate you staying up, James. It's always good seeing you. And have a good evening. You'll notice that our runway that we're coming in on is pretty much straight in. We're heading straight for it. We don't have to do any kind of maneuvering to get around. You'll notice, though, if you look at the map, right before we get to the airport, we got some like mountainous kind of stuff to go over, so just be aware of that. Don't go down so far you're going to hit it. You should be just fine. It's a little unnerving just how quiet it is in the cockpit. Wish we had some kind of noises going on.
Yeah, it changes. When I'm out external view, it's loud. But when I'm internal, it does get really quiet.
Yeah, yeah. I think they might have tweaked something a little bit too hard on that. Beautiful lake kind of thing happening here. We're going over. One of the things I've always liked about this Dirty 30 is they got that real wispy black smoke coming out of the engines. If you look at just the right angle, you can see it. It's cool. That's one thing about these Dirty 30s, man. They like to pump out that black smoke. We got Leo FR up in here. Says, hi, I'm new here, but did you see the X-59 flew today? I did not see that, but that is definitely something I'm going to be looking into. Any of you guys see that? The X-59?
I'm not sure what that even is.
I believe that is that new, some kind of a new, I don't know if it's a stealth aircraft or something that we got going on that we're developing. It's that aircraft, I think it's the one that doesn't even have windows. It flies all electronics. It just has screens on the inside.
No, I wasn't aware of it.
At least I think that's what it is. I saw they had like big news about it probably less than a year ago, where it was getting ready for the testing phase. They just unveiled it for the first time, like our newest generation jet. And yeah, it looked pretty sharp. It looked pretty space age, that's for sure. All right, I am not 100% sure that I'm going to get over this mountain range up here in front if I go down to 2,000. So I am going to go and halt my descent at about 4,000, at least till we get a little closer. Once I'm sure I'm going to be able to make it, I'm going to go all the way down to 2,000.
So that might be a good plan, because I was wondering about that
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, we could probably avoid it altogether by going to the right a little bit, but then we're no longer going to be lined up with that runway.
That's right. I can't even see the mountains. I'm coming into the clouds now.
You got real weather going on?
Yeah.
What's that like today?
Mostly, I wouldn't even say mostly, between light clouds and medium clouds. I mean, but I'm going through a cloud bank right now where I can't see anything but clouds.
You should use TAW's radar. That way it'll give you an orange or red.
That's right.
So you guys, you see over there to the left a little bit at about 11 o'clock, there is a lake, and you see there's name tags by the lake?
Yeah.
I think that's 3 people hanging out in the water over there. I don't know what they're in. Maybe they're in gooses or something. But
Could
yeah,
be.
there's 3 people just chilling out in the lake. It's unusual. I didn't expect to see anybody around here.
Yeah, they're in floats. I can see one of them. It says 208B float. So that'd be a caravan with floats. I didn't know.
Yeah, it would. Huh. Well, hopefully they're having a good time over there splashing around. Yeah, Leo says the test plane was sick. It's trying to make a supersonic flight, and that's one of the reasons why Concorde stopped flying. Oh, good. We got Kineas checking in, wishing us cheers and best. Thank God it's Friday. That is true. Kineas, I checked out your YouTube channel there this week, and yeah, Kineas has some neat stuff going on over there. It looks like he does some flight sim streaming as well, with all kinds of stuff. A little bit like my channel. It's not just flight sim stuff, but a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I kind of browsed around, and I'm hoping to maybe catch you on one of your live streams one of these days. That one guy's called I Have No Plan. Okay, the other one is Chewy. Right on. Well, hopefully they're having a good time. Maybe they're going to look over here and wonder what the hell we're doing. You know, now I'm looking at it, I am not 100% sure that 4,000 feet is going to be enough. It is going to be close, isn't it?
Well, we'll skim the top of the mountain then maybe.
Yeah. If I have to go up a little bit, so be it. We got a Siakoman over there as well. Yeah, these guys are they're chilling out. A little bit of in a little lake. I'm wondering where they took off from. Maybe they took off from this airport we're just coming in on right now. Flew over to the lake to splash around a little bit. I do like a good float plane. I really do. One of my favorites, of course, is the Goose. Always been a big fan of that Goose. Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know. It's a little creepy when you look out your window and like you look out to the side and the mountains are taller than you are.
Yeah.
I am going to go to the right just a little bit. Make sure I avoid. Looks like it's getting a little bit tall, the spot I'm going over. Getting all kinds of terrain warnings, of course. I never did bring out my TAWs, my terrain awareness warning here. Let's do that. Bring out the TAWs, terrain and warning system. Put it on HD number 2. All right, we are looking good.
I can see the people walking around down there.
Like they're out of their plane walking around?
No, I'm talking about in the jungle that I'm flying
Oh,
over, about to clip the trees.
we are so close that if there was somebody down there, we'd see him for sure. Yeah, that was close. That was a close call. Now we need to bring her down because we're only about 15 miles out. 14.9. We do need to bring her down.
I don't think this airport was meant to be landed from this direction.
No, even though it's lined up perfectly, it might not.
I mean, maybe if you're in like a Cessna or 172 or something that's very maneuverable, you can get around these hills. Otherwise, once you got to drop down as soon as you get over this second peak here.
Yes, you do. Well, I think probably if anybody ever does land on this direction, they probably they go to the right and skim the coast, and then just kind of turn final at the last minute there.
Tell me I've got a train ahead.
Don't hit that train.
Alright, so actually, if I slow down some more, then once I get over this last peak, I can drop down quick. Do an aerial assault.
There you go. As soon as I get over this hill here, I should see I can see exactly where the airport's going to be. It's going to be over here somewhere.
Yeah, it drops down like really steep once you clear this peak.
Now they did the trees and everything so nice. They look great. We're getting a good view of them right now.
Ah, there's the airport. It's right on the edge of the
airport
water.
in sight. Good deal. Time to start slowing down. All right, I'm going all the way down to like a $1.45. Get prepared to get my gear out. I am super close all of a sudden. We're 5 miles out. And I'm going gear down. We got about 5,000 feet of runway here, so it should be just fine.
Yeah, I can't even get slowed down enough to get my to get down. I'm gonna go around. It won't even go down.
I think I started slowing down just in time.
Oh shoot, maybe that's why if I turn off the auto throttle.
Yep.
Oh, thanks. I forgot. Woo. Okay.
Oh, now I can go down. I'm gonna be landing pretty fast. I'm at 170 knots.
Well, you do have some good reverse thrust, but it'll be pretty rough on your gear going that fast. Coming in about 1.5 miles behind your wing nut. Looks like you're on the ground already, so. This is another one of them runways. You notice how it's not quite lined up with the textures on the ground. It's a little bit pushed forward. It's like the satellite image is not where the runway is. It's close.
I'm going to stop and get some more tires.
Yeah, I could see. I was right behind you when you came in. You used up almost all the runway, didn't you?
Well, I didn't even touch down till halfway down it.
All right, that worked out all right. Get myself off the runway here. Well, it looks like everybody did just fine.
Yep, me is right behind you.
Because I'm trying to not be a problem here. That is a sharp-looking Hercules bird. I love that. With the Blackbird symbol on the back. Cool. Alright, I'm just going to go right through the parking lot here and hopefully don't cause too big of a problem. Alright, let's meet back up at the beginning of runway 19er. We're going to take off and do that second leg. I believe this next leg has an ILS approach. That's always fun. I like doing those instrument landings. And we'll share the details once we get up in the air. Got my time set to early evening. I believe Bob does too. We should start getting some real nice evening colors here very shortly. I think it's kind of starting for me already. It's looking nice over there over the water. All right. Alright, 5 notches of flaps here. Alright, our next destination is Moses Kilangin. We're going to have to turn to a heading of 083. 083 will get us on course there. Or that's 103. Jeez, I wasn't even close. Yeah, 103 to get us on course for Moses Kilangin. So count on that. 103. It's nearly a 200-mile leg. We will need to climb up to 15,000 again, so let's do that.
Make that adjustment now.
Yeah, very nice. It's going to be a nice area. All right, 15,000. Okay, pilots, if everyone's ready to go, let's get these birds back up in the air. Looks like everybody's raring to go here. Yeah, we're going to take off. Turn slightly to the left. Actually, it'll be more than slightly to the left. Let me fix that here before too. What did I say? 108? That was?
103.
103. Okay. Good thing I got you here with me. Hold my hand. Alright, we're all set. We're going to take off out of here, climb to 15,000 feet, heading of 103. Once again, we're going to do 230 knots.
So, you know, I have a photographic memory, as long as it's in the same day.
Right, as long as it's within the same minute for me. Okay, parking brakes off. Pilots, let's get these birds up in the air. Lazerbolt is rolling. Yeah, what a nice looking area. I love this kind of stuff. Green mountains, lots of nice water. And we have one more evening here in Papua New Guinea until we're in Australia itself. Not sure what that is right up there in the very northern tip of Australia. I think it's close to Darwin. That's where we're going to be. On our way to Whiskey Alpha Yankee Yankee. Let's go ahead and latch onto that flight path here. Got a CNI message. What's that about? Not on intercept heading. Well, I am now, so. Captured the glide path and turning towards the destination. Yeah, I still want to make it to the theaters to see that Project Hail Mary. Continue to hear how good that is. I think I lost track of both long nut and wing, long nut, longhorn and wing nut. I got Mia Scully back there. I see her just fine. Wonder if you guys are in the
look around.
If you're in the clouds or something.
I'm below you.
Oh, yeah, I'm below you, in front of you.
We gotta stop saying below.
I know. You said below me. Oh, there you are.
I see what you're talking about. The vortexes, except for it looks like I got a bunch of stringers coming off my propellers in external view.
Yeah, it doesn't look natural, man. It's too cartoony. Although, that picture Coach showed us last week shows that just how dramatic it is. It already looks kind of cartoony in real life, but not quite that bad. Not quite as bad as that looks.
I'm at 11,000, just below you, just under you. Dang it.
Yeah. That's something that this community's been dealing with for 14 years. We used to have this guy hanging around all the time called Hog Dog. And you might see his name over in Discord. He hangs out all the time in Discord. But he doesn't fly much anymore. But he would always jump on anybody anytime they said, I'm below you. You couldn't sneak one by him. He'd let you have it every time. It was like flying with Beavis and Butthead. Alright, we're looking good up here. We've got the 230 indicated. 15,000. All is well.
I'll be up there in about another 2,000 feet.
One of the things I like about the radars now, how when it shows your flight plan, I'm not sure how new this is, but whenever you complete a leg, it erases it. So that's kind of nice. It only shows the leg you're on. Keeps the clutter on the map down, you know. Looks pretty good.
Now I'm about on your 6.
Here you go. I saw you come scooting up. Looking good. Just the profile of that C-130. That is the most airplane looking thing you ever saw. I love it. Well, Longhorn, I never asked you, like in this new update to the sim, the big final release version, have you noticed any difference in VR? Is it still working pretty good? From what I understand, you had it working pretty good for a long time. Everything's still good?
You talk about in the Dirty 30 or the
Yeah,
Dirty 30
just in
update?
general, especially in the Dirty 30. I know it's a bit of a frame rate hog. I have trouble flying in VR in the Dirty 30. I got to turn everything way down.
No, I have no problems with that, but I saw no difference whatsoever from the December release to this one they just did here. I couldn't tell you. Well, actually, no. The only thing I can tell that they've done differently is that it's too quiet in the cockpit now.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, everything is exactly the same. I mean, the nose wheel steering still doesn't work right for me.
It's a shame.
Frame rates are fine. I mean, I'm getting like, what am I getting on this? I'm getting right at 40 frames per second.
Well, yeah, that's plenty for what we're doing. Well, that's good. I like hearing a success story. That's one thing. In the patch notes, I didn't hear anything about VR. Nothing at all. Or nothing about what I would like to see in an upcoming update would be them mentioning something about, now that it's the final version of it, they can really concentrate on optimizing it a little more, condensing it, making it a little better, making it a little more frame friendly. It's not terrible. I've seen worse aircraft, but when you get a couple of them together, I always get that resource usage warning just because there's a lot of information getting passed around,
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, if I go out of VR, I'm at about 120 frames per second.
Yeah, VR hits hard. Well, it's basically rendering everything twice, you know. So Bob was saying too, a couple, I don't know, at least a week ago, you said that often when you're loading in with the C-130 or with the Dirty 30 here, it takes a long time to load in. It just kind of sits there and thinks about it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then finally it lets you into the airport. And I've had that happen too, just recently. Like, I don't know, a week or two ago, did the same thing. I thought it was locked up. I was about ready to restart everything, and then it worked. But it took forever. It was at least 5 minutes where I just sat there watching it try to load in that airport. And it
Yeah,
only
well, it
happens
usually
in
gives me
this.
like 10 to 12 seconds. I have a 10 to 12 second pause,
Oh, really?
and
Oh, for
then
me,
it'll release.
it was way more dramatic than that. But it only happened that one time. After it did it that first time, it don't do it anymore. So that's good.
Is it just the Dirty 30 that you're seeing that on? Because I mean, I
Yeah.
run into that from time to time whenever I go to a new area that I haven't flown in either for quite a while or never. Then it's got a. I mean, it looks like
Oh,
it's
maybe
frozen
it's
because it'll just.
maybe it is more related to the area instead of the airplane. Yeah, I never thought about that. Well, it hasn't happened in at least a week, so whatever it is, it smoothed out. But that would make sense that if it was the area, because then once it's loaded in, I think it's kind of in your temporary cache, and it stays there because that cache is on your hard drive.
Well, it stays there till you fill it up, depending on what you got your cache set for.
Right.
But, I fly anywhere from Australia to the group flights here where we're at now to
Your cache doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, anywhere in the United States. And I do find that if I pick someplace I haven't flown at for a while, that little wheel just keeps spinning for quite a while before it finally will like zoom into the area that I'm flying at.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Here I was kind of thinking it was the Dirty 30. Yeah, Captain Hopper asks, am I looking forward to Artemis 2 next week? Well, of course I am. I love those launches. Yeah. If Travis stops in, I'll have to ask him about that. He is our resident rocket launch expert. But that, yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
So that pink line you were wondering about on the display one, just to the left of the altitude, it has to do with your how far off the flight plan you are, and it coincides with the red dot inside the little gauge at the bottom of that screen.
Yeah, I noticed there's a big red dot going on there. So that's what it's about. Okay, because that's new. That wasn't there until this latest update. Seems to be nice and stable now, no matter whatever it is, because we are actually following the flight plan to a T, and that's cool.
I noticed before I captured the line, the pink line was kind of coming and going, and whenever the pink line showed up, then I had that red dot, and sometimes it'd be off to my right. Well, now the red dot is like dead center on my line, and that pink dot, that pink line is just solid there now.
Well, I'm noticing some things that I didn't see before today, but there is a little green spot that shows up in the middle of the pink line. You know what I mean? And it kind of moves up and down.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Not sure if that's related to maybe a vertical speed or something, but I didn't notice that until today.
Yeah, I just noticed a couple minutes ago. I saw it was like a little. I mean, sometimes a green line inside it gets a little bit bigger. Sometimes it gets a little bit smaller. And sometimes it's gone completely.
Exactly. Not sure what that is. It doesn't seem to be affecting anything. Like it's just for our benefit to let us know something. And I guess it's not necessarily saying that there's something wrong. It's just giving us more information that, you can use that information or don't.
You just got to know what to do with the information and what it
Well,
means.
sure. Yeah, I don't know what it means, so I'm just like, yeah, okay. It doesn't mean I'm falling out of the sky, so that's all I need to know. There really is some great geography around here. Some steep cliffs.
You know, I'm not seeing that pink line anymore that you guys are talking about.
Really?
Are you
I
on the,
see yours. Nope, I don't have a red dot. I don't have a pink line on mine.
Really?
are you
Nope.
following on nav? Oh, wait.
I'm on nav. Yeah, I'm in nav mode. I'm right on the line.
Huh.
Huh, yeah. Oh, weird. I've never noticed it before last week. That was with this latest update. I've never seen it before. But it's been there every time. Maybe there is something you can do to make that go away, and you did it.
Just your airplanes are broken.
Maybe
I
that
got the
too.
good one.
You are in the stretch version, correct?
Yes.
Maybe that has something to do with it. I mean, I doubt it. I don't see why it would, but
No, I wouldn't think so. I mean,
No.
I've seen it before when I was in heading mode, but now that I'm in nav mode and following the line, I'm not seeing any of that stuff.
yeah, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be causing an issue at all. All right, guys, we are on our way to Whiskey Alpha Yankee Yankee at Moses Kilangin. We're going to be coming in on runway 12. Count on runway 12, mostly because it has an ILS approach. So let's do that. ILSs are fun. So yeah, we're looking at, we've got a big runway here, 7,800 feet of asphalt. It's a pretty big one. It's only 100 feet of elevation, not much to worry about there. But that localizer frequency is 110.7. 11.7, or 110.7 on that frequency. That runway is at a heading of 120 magnetic, which is perfectly aligned with runway 12. Unlike that airport we went to last week where it was like 20 degrees off, this one's right on the money. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and enter that in right now. Go over here to our little comms pad, put it on nav. 1107. Set that for V1. There we go. We got a heading of 120. Put that on the course heading here. I believe I am all set for that runway. $113 out. So a reminder, when we get to Moses Kilangin Airport, that's going to be our penultimate stop of the evening. We're going to take a 10-minute break. As tradition around here, take 10 minutes, use the restroom, grab a new drink, pet the dog, like and subscribe, and do all the stuff. So does anybody have any idea how to... Oh, by the way, hey, Coast. I just saw you sneaking in. Good to see your name tag, pal.
I wasn't sneaking.
You just kind of lurked up on us. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you all, too.
Good evening, Coast. Good to see you.
Coast. I heard you chime in, but I couldn't tell who it was. I can't see my other screen.
I had fish fry with both my daughters and both my granddaughters and my sons-in-law, so good day.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
That would be a good day.
It does sound real good. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fish eater in the world, but I do like a good fish fry. I like, as long as it's deep fried, I love it. Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask the group if anybody has any idea, or if you've done in the past. Anybody done any body work on their car? You know, my biggest question is.
Yes, I have.
Have you? Well, maybe
Yeah,
you can help me
I
out
backed into
here.
a light post the other day at the bank.
Really?
Put a little tiny dent in my bumper, so that's body work, I would say.
Oh, well, I'm
I think
I'm
he means
hoping to go.
fixing it.
I want to go the other
other
direction.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah, like I
then,
mentioned, I don't know, about a month ago, I mentioned that somebody in the parking lot, when I wasn't even in my car, somebody backed into my Camaro and smashed in the front of it, and crinkled up the hood really good. They did push in the front of it a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. But the hood doesn't even close anymore. It's just kind of got a big crinkle in it. How the hell do you fix something like that? You know what I mean? I'm not going to take it to a shop, but what do you do? I mean, do you just push on it until that ain't going to work? What do? You hammer on it?
No.
What do you do?
Nope. I would go to a wrecking yard and look for another hood.
Yeah, that's probably what I
That's
would
not
do.
a bad idea.
Easier.
Painting it would be a lot easier than straightening it out, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm in luck. Mine's a 2000 Camaro. So it's pretty old. It's a 27-year-old Camaro, 26-year-old Camaro.
Yeah,
But
that hood that year probably shared years with several years for that hood.
Right. Well, the good thing was back in the 2000, the year 2000, 2001, right around that era, they made a whole shitload of my Camaro. They made a bunch of them. So there's parts everywhere. I'm saying anytime I've ever had to find a part, it wasn't that hard to find because they're everywhere. And it's an old enough car that it's real easy to work with. You know, if I ever have any engine problems, I could fix it myself. I mean, a regular old combustion engine isn't that complicated. They are nowadays. Nowadays, you can't even change your freaking headlights. But my car's old enough, I can still work on it. You know, I was kind of hoping to avoid that, but you might be right. I'd be best off just getting a new hood. But then
There's
again,
probably
maybe
aftermarket.
maybe if I
too.
just take the hood off, then I can pound away on it and try my best.
I
Straighten
don't
it
think
out.
there's any. You're never going to get the dents out. If it creased it, you'll never get them out where you
Yeah.
can't tell that it happened.
That is true.
Normally they use a form to form the metal on in the first place anyway.
And just kind of press it.
So the curvature, you're never quite ever going to get it back again.
Right, right. It's just a shame. I hate driving around with it like that because I know every single person looking at me is like, look at this fool, crashed his car all up, got this nice Camaro and he can't drive, haha. It's like, man, I wasn't even in the car at the time. I got no idea who did it. All I know is it was a truck. It had to have been a tall truck, and they backed into me because their tailgate missed the front of my car but hit my hood. So it must have been a pretty tall truck. But like I said, the front of it it did hit the front of it too. Not enough to like really smash it up, but enough to push it into where that's kind of the reason why it doesn't close anymore. Because the latch, that's the bottom part of the latch, doesn't line up with the hood anymore because that was pushed in just a little. You know what I mean? It doesn't look bad, but it's clearly been pushed in. And so even if I went to a junkyard and got a new hood, it probably still wouldn't line up perfectly. The hood would look great. It wouldn't have a wrinkle in it anymore, but it probably still wouldn't line up with that latch.
Yeah,
Does that mean you can't get it? You can't get it inspected anymore either.
Inspected?
We here in New York State have inspections.
Oh, right. No, I'm glad we don't have nothing like that. I don't know if it would pass the inspection or not. I mean, I was able to get it latched, but now I'm scared to open it. if I open it up, I might not get it latched again. You know what I mean? Because I kind of pulled the one part this way and pushed the other part that way, and with a crowbar, it clicked. And then I'm just like, okay, I'm leaving it. I'm not touching that no more because, like I said, if I open it up, I might not ever get it closed again.
Yeah, what I would probably do is, get a new hood on there or a replacement hood, and then put like a chain on the latch, if there's a way to put a chain on the latch, and then tie it to something solid, and then just back up very slowly, just put some pressure on it, just enough, and then see if the hood will line up. Just keep doing it until the hood will just line up perfectly.
I like the way you're thinking. Maybe I'll find that truck and just hook it up to him.
Yeah, look for the one with red paint on the bumper.
Well, see, that's the problem. My Camaro has a nice leather bra on the front of it, and the leather bra protected my paint job and his paint job, so I can't even tell the color of the truck that hit me. All right, we're at 78 miles. When we get to about 50, I'm going to begin bringing her down. We have the same issue as before. We don't want to bring her down too soon, but I think actually you can see this little ridge right in front of us. Once we get past that, we're Gucci.
Yeah, we got like 20, 25 miles after this ridge to the airport, so we should have enough time to descend reasonably.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put myself back on heading hold. And then switch my CDI over to VRR1, and I can tell what's going on. There we go. All right. The good news is we're almost lined up with that runway already. That's 2 in a row that we don't have to do much finagling to get lined up. I like that. It's great. I can see the whole group up here. It's wonderful. Yeah, I don't know why that never dawned on me to do, like you said, Longhorn. I was thinking like, with a big long pipe and try to reef on it and try to bend it back out to where it's supposed to go, but just hooking a chain to it, even just hook it onto a tree or something and then back up a little bit. That might do the trick.
Put some very slow, steady pressure on it, but I would wait until you get the new hood so you know where it's got to line up to, and then just keep doing it till the hood line will close and will latch without having to force anything.
Well, that's a good way to do it. Well, one of my neighbor has an old Camaro too. Maybe I'll just take his hood one of these days. His Camaro's black though, and mine's red, so he might think it's a little suspicious with me driving around with a black hood.
Yeah, just swap hoods.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Oh no, somebody must have backed into you.
And somehow it changed the color of your hood.
Yeah, weird. It must have hit you real hard. Well, since our next airport is pretty much sea level, we're not going to have to drop down too awful far. I am going to, here within the next maybe 10 miles, I'm going to drop down to about 4,000. And that should be underneath the glide slope when we get there. I have noticed a little bit of a difference. I've noticed this since I made that video about how to do ILS approaches. At the time, it was working pretty damn smooth. And now it still works relatively smooth, but it works a little weird. I can't imagine it's supposed to work this way. But the way it does it for me now is once I get within range of the localizer beam, which is usually about 25 miles or so, it'll pick up the beam. And then I have to turn towards it to get lined up with it. Well, once it latches on to the localizer beam, it at the same time instantly latches onto the glide slope. But the problem is the glide slope is about 1,000 feet above me. You know what I mean? So inexplicably it turns me towards the airport and then shoots me straight up into the air to catch that glide slope. And it used to not do that. It used to wait until the glide slope met me and then it latched on. Now it takes me to the glide slope. Yeah. Of all the things for it to do that, the glide slope is not what I would like it to do that with. But that's how it works now, and I don't like it.
I haven't done one since the update, so I don't know. I haven't experienced it.
I know last
Yeah,
week
I
too.
ran the
I
same
mentioned
issue.
that when you turn on your VOR, it has a little box on the left side of your artificial horizon that says GS, so it lets you know that the glide slope is going on. And I think last week I mentioned that it doesn't give you any indication whether you're above or below it, but it actually does. It actually does. I noticed it this week when I did another instrument landing. It replaces that box with a little green arrow. A little green arrow. But
Oh,
somehow
okay.
that arrow doesn't seem to be very accurate. It's always above you. Pretty much no matter what you do, it's always above you. So, I don't know.
I'll look for that this time and see, but I
Yeah.
didn't know.
So, well, about another 4 miles, I will begin dropping her down here a little bit. We're already past that that mountain range. Bring her down.
I just think
Okay.
that's so cool how it
What's-
overlays your plane on the flight plan or the flight chart.
Oh, on the radar mode.
No, just the EFB when I've got the flight chart pulled up.
Oh, I see.
the
The
little-
not the map, but the chart.
Yeah.
That's
in the-
handy.
in the
Lets you
EFB.
know exactly where you are in relation to the airport. That's kind of neat. I'm going to slowly start bringing her down here, though. So we're not in a big hurry for this descent. Okay, now as soon as I started descending, that pink line went away. Odd. Descending a little quickly here. I'm going to try to get something a little more reasonable. There we go. That's better. You'll notice this airport is Whiskey Alpha Yankee Yankee. The final airport is Whiskey Alpha Victor Victor. My poor eyes can barely tell the difference. Alright, I am going to just leave it on heading hold until I receive the telemetry from the localizer. I'll be able to tell that right here on my directional indicator. As soon as that happens, I'm going to activate the approach hold. Fingers crossed. Descending through 10,000 for 4,000. So I have a question for anybody in chat who's listening. I'm trying to set it so when the stream goes live, it defaults the chat to top chat, or actually it should default the chat to live chat instead of top chat, because I hate that top chat thing, and it does that by default. But there are options when you're setting up the group flight to change that, and I've never seen it work before. So anybody who hops into the watching the stream and you got the chat window down there, is it by default on top chat, or is it on the much more likable all chat. Live chat is what they call it. I'd like it to be live chat, but I'm not sure it worked. I'm looking over here and I think it's still on top chat for me. I don't know why they give you the option to change it if it doesn't actually do anything. We're at 31 miles out. I'm assuming in the next 5 miles I will start receiving the telemetry from that ILS. Also, at this point I'm going to go just slightly to the left a little, and that will help us line up when it does appear. Yeah, Captain Hopper says not enough chatting to make a difference at the moment. Yeah, the difference is if you put it on top chat, it will censor it. It will, even if there's only 2 people talking, it will be very picky about what you say. But if you put it on live chat, it will show everything. You know what I mean? Because I've had it before where I'm watching streamers and I can tell that other people are seeing stuff that I'm not. Then I realized that's what it was. It's like, oh, okay, it's you got to put it on live chat instead of top chat. Okay, at 27 miles, I received the beam. So I am going to turn a little bit left. Try to line that marker up so I know I'm fully lined up with it. Getting ready to hold 4,000. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my approach hold right now. You'll see it got nav armed and glide slope armed. And like I said, unfortunately, when it reaches a point where it latches onto the navigation, it also triggers the glide slope to arm. And we're usually way underneath the glide slope, and it will just bring us up to it. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to wait for the glide slope to come to us.
Yeah, pulled up right next to you.
Hey, buddy. I like that bird. That W7 D-Day paint job. I should be reaching that I should be getting that glide slope here pretty soon. Not the glide slope, but the actual localizer. And it's unfortunately the last couple times I did it, it was a little bit jarring. And you'll also notice once you're within 20 miles that the orange GS box changes to a green arrow. So like right now my green arrow is above my horizon, so I know I'm underneath the glide slope, but it doesn't seem to go down. I don't know what it is. Usually I will capture the glide slope when I'm about, I don't know, about 14 miles or so. I'm a little bit surprised I haven't latched onto that yet.
I'm showing like 16 miles, and I got that little green arrow you're talking about. I see.
Yeah, you got that? Yeah,
Yep.
that's the indicator. Okay, I have captured the navigation. Well, good. Good beans. It didn't do both. It only did the one. Okay, so I'm turning towards the airport, as should be. My glide slope is still armed, waiting for that green arrow to drop. So, okay, so far so good. A couple days ago, I performed this exact same airport, and it acted differently. It did a whole different thing. Like I said, it raised me up about 1,000 feet to catch that glide slope. Hey, what's up, Bob? As it looks like you just latched on too.
Yeah, it did. I noticed in that little green arrow you talked about, when I first saw it, it had a little red X on it, and now that just went away.
Okay, I just actually, yeah, we're doing good. This is the perfect approach. My glide slope has been captured, and I am descending. Good. That is exactly the way that it should work, and it seems to be working exactly like that. All right, I don't know what the deal was when I did it a couple days ago. But we're coming in, looking sharp.
I'll back down on my speed here. So
actually, I was a little bit ahead of you there. I was going to back down too. So we're only, I don't know, 11 miles out, so we need to start worrying about our speed as it is. If you slow down, I'm going to hit you. That's how it is. If you slow, you're right in front of me. So
I'll do 170 then.
Right on. I'm down to 150 now, so at least I'm trying to. All right. Slowing down.
Yeah. I captured the glide slope, and I see the airport there, and yeah, but a little green arrow is coming down.
Yeah, this time it worked flawlessly. As soon as my glide slope arrow hit the horizon, it latched on. We're coming in. So yeah, that worked flawlessly this time. I love it. 6 miles out. Slowing to 140. Going gear down. Like when we get down on the ground, I'm going to make myself a taco real quick. All this talk about food made me hungry.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, yeah, Bob, we have plenty of separation going on here. Feel free to do whatever you need.
I'm doing 160, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, you're real good. We're about a half mile apart and climbing. One of the things they say they changed is we should have contrails now. And I'm not sure if they meant the prop vortex, but I think they mean contrails when you're going really high. And that's something they didn't do before. I haven't been high enough to see if that works yet.
I've seen it from other airplanes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it from my own, though.
It's kind of hard to see your own contrail. Because
nice
it's
picture there, Coach.
wispy. Ooh, another coast picture.
Yeah, that's the original W7.
Ooh, let me see that. Oh, look at that bird. That is beautiful. That is nice. Where is this at? Some kind of air show?
No, this is actually by the something called the National Warplane Museum. It's in Rochester, in Geneseo, New York.
Oh.
So I'm a member of that. That's the one that I showed you the picture of me sitting in the cockpit of that one.
Did. I zoomed in on it to see if you were in the cockpit. That's pretty neat, man. I love that.
I'm not in the cockpit of this one, though.
Nope. I love it when you share stuff like that with us, buddy. That's cool.
That's an original D-Day C-47.
Really? Ooh, there's probably not too many of those left anymore.
Little story. My first opportunity to ride in a C-47 was back in my college era when I was still in the, ROTC thingy that we had to go to. It was a mandatory back then. Uh, and so I was flying from Niagara Falls to Wright-Patterson as a so-called cadet. Anyway, so we were flying in a C-47
Sorry,
that
Mia.
was flown by my instructor, by the way, which is when I had my first chance to sit in the right-hand seat of a
And
C-47.
he was flying that.
He was flying that, and I was sort of had hands on the yoke, and I don't know what that meant, but yeah, he's flying that. And they said, "What year was that one built?" And he said, 36.
Holy moly! Good Lord! Yeah, I love to see old birds like that still flying. That's awesome. All right, looks like everybody had a fantastic ILS approach going on there. That was real nice. I'm going to get up here a little bit and go ahead and park. Yeah, you can see that Wingnut Bob's C-130 has that same paint job. Of course, there were no C-130s at D-Day, but that's a nice little homage to the whole thing. Pretty cool.
The story on the C-40, the C-130, they called it W-7 because it was flying. It was helping fly over the C-47s that were going over to D-Day reunions.
Oh, I did not know that.
And this was one of them that was in that. So they got a number of C-47s together, and they flew them in a group going the long route over Nova Scotia, all the rest of that places, and through Ireland and that. So they had the C-130 was their lead navigation plane.
It makes a lot of sense that a C-130 would be the spiritual successor to a 47. I mean, they perform a lot of the same functions. It's just the C-130 is much newer. Okay, I'm going to park up over here. We're at an unusual time. It is 42 past the hour. So, at 52 past the hour, we're back up in the air, guys and girls. We're flying, pilots. So take 10 minutes, do what you need to do, scratch the dog, maybe let the dog out if it has to go. Say hi to the wife, grab some food, grab a drink. We'll be back up in the air in 10 minutes. I'm going to back up just a little bit to try to have a little bit less dirt kicking up. There we go. Alright. Go top off my cocktail and I'll be right back. And I'm back. Say, if anybody would ever want to join us as we're flying, we do fly pretty casual around here. It's real easy to do. All the information is in the description of the group flight, and it'll tell you where we're going and what we're flying. There's even a handy PLN file that I provided that if you pop that into your GPS, it will give you the entire flight plan right there in one big swoosh. So what we do in is Dirty 30s, we pop that into our EFB, and then we use that information to program our flight computer. And yeah, turns out really easy that way. And come join us. It's not a very big install. It doesn't take too long to install the damn thing. Most of it is streamed as you're flying. So come join us one of these days. We'd love to have you. Thanks, Captain Hopper. Yeah, I hope you stick around for the last leg here. We still got another one to go. Our last leg is going to be a doozy. If you'll see, we are going directly into the heart of the tallest mountain around here. And 15,000 should be enough to do it. You'll notice once we get there, there's a bit of a, I don't know, there's like you can approach it from the north or the south. A little less elevation going on there, of course. I think what we're going to do is we're going to come in from the north. That'll make it a little bit easier. We got this big plateau here that we can kind of turn and come in. So count on that when we get there. My boy Captain Hopper says he's here till we turn off the lights. My man. Yeah, it was a real nice flight tonight. Well, they're always nice. It's always good just to hang out with friends on a Friday night and fly around, take it casual. I appreciate everybody who super chatted tonight too. That's great. We don't get very much of that around here, but it is very appreciated. Help keep them lights on. Pilots, we are going to be back up in the air in 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get back on this runway and make my final preparations for this last leg. The sun is going down and we got some beautiful colors going on. It would be nice if this last airport had an ILS, I'm not going to lie. That would be super nice, but it does not. I think it has over 5,000 feet of elevation just at the airport itself. So that's right up there. We have to factor that in. Make sure you don't go too slow. The air is pretty thin up there and you'll fall right out of the sky. Yeah, we got a 7,400 foot of asphalt runway. That should be no problem. 5,400 feet of elevation though, so yeah, just don't let that take you by surprise. On this last leg here, we're going to be flying at a heading of 075. Count on doing that. 075, get us there. I'm pretty much already set for that. Alright, 1 minute. Turn slightly left to a heading of 075. Climb to 15,000 feet and try to maintain 230 knots indicated. Alright, gentlemen and ladies, it is time to get these birds up in the air. We are going to go directly over that huge mountain over there to our left. Well, it's kind of hard to see at the moment, but there it is. Alright, everybody, let's go ahead and get these birds up in the air. Lazerbolt is rolling. Don't forget to switch your CDI back to INAV 1.
Good call.
That's I always forget to do that until I'm in the air. Alright, away we go. Get that terrain awareness radar back up and running. Although I know what it's going to say. It's going to say, look out, there's a bunch of terrain.
Yeah, and on my end, I've got a bunch of rain too.
Oh, is it raining for you? Oh, this ought to be
Yeah.
real interesting.
Yeah, it is at the destination. Where I'm at right now, it's pretty clear. But
Yeah.
you're gonna see yellow thunderstorms all around the airport.
All right. Hopefully you're ready for it. You're good. You'll know what to do.
I'll just let my co-pilot handle it. Say, land this plane.
That's one way. A little surprised I haven't latched onto that flight path yet. I'm right on it. Huh. I don't know why. Okay, finally latched onto it. Yeah, I don't think they've completely worked out all the bugs on that pitch trim knob, because it still kind of does it to me if I'm not careful. It did it to me just now, but I was expecting it, so I quickly got myself back climbing instead of descending. But as
It
soon
did
as I
to
hit
me.
it, it sent me nose down.
It did it to me to the first airport, except for I was trying to come, when we were coming into the first airport, I tried to go down and it shot me up.
Went up. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what it is. I'm beginning to think that it might be something that we're doing, like, I don't know, like it's the autopilot is kind of trimming your aircraft in a certain way, and then it's a trim issue when you tell it to do whatever you want it to do. Now it's like trimmed way high up, and that's what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to experiment with that a little bit. Like maybe the next time I want to go down, I'll trim down a little bit first. It won't actually do anything because my altitude is being held, but it will move my trim. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll help. That would be a simple workaround. Alrighty, I shot up like a rocket though. I'm already at 15,000 here. Leveling off at 15,000 at 230 indicated. This is a little bit weird that it says our airport is at a heading of 076. Okay, never mind. It's not that weird. Never mind.
How strong is your drink?
Well, I was just looking at my heading bug. I'm like, well, my heading bug says 045, but I'm no longer following my heading bug. I like how that terrain awareness, the map changes depending on your altitude. If you're above the mountains, they turn green. If you're below it, they turn red. That's kind of neat. That's not like the EFB map. They're just red all the time. Yeah, as I indicated before, we're coming in on runway 15. Count on that. When we get a little closer, we're going to jog to the north. That way we can come in to that airport on runway 15. Once again, the runway is perfectly lined up magnetically. It's 150. 7,400 feet of asphalt. That won't quite feel like 7,400 feet because we're at a 5,000 foot elevation. So we're going to need probably most of that runway. Certainly we're going to need most of it to take off. Which we're going to do that next week. And this right here is some of the deepest, darkest New Guinea jungles that you will ever encounter.
It sure does look like it too.
Mm-hmm. There's no cities down there. You can't just go and get a cappuccino.
Wow, at 15,000 feet, I'm flying like parallel to the mountain range to our left.
Yeah, if we were going to the left, we'd have to go a little higher. So, Longhorn, you must have a real good tailwind going on.
I'm at 230. I need to back it down a little.
What's your ground speed? I've got a 295.
300.
Oh, that's not too big a difference. I'm just looking at your numbers there, and you're pulling. Oh, you're not pulling away anymore. You must have slowed down a little.
Yeah, I just backed it up to 210.
I see.
That was with a set speed of 230 and a ground speed of 300. So I'm have like a 70 knot tailwind.
Yeah, that's a doozy. Well, it's not all. When you're this high, you get a good ground speed just from the altitude. Plus, if you add that to the wind, you really get a good ground speed. Because I've got virtually no wind right now, and I've got a 230 indicated and a 297 ground speed.
Okay, well, I'm down to 287. I'm gonna let you get ahead, and then I slow down to 210.
From what I understand, how that works is, since up here the air is so thin, the aircraft considers that we're only going 230 through the air, but the air is nice and thin. You know what I'm saying? So we're actually going way faster than that if we were lower. So that's what's giving us a really good ground speed, because the aircraft feels like it's only going 230 knots, but the ground is going by super fast. Yeah, I knew that as we were testing this aircraft when it was still in the beta release, that one day this is going to be my favorite aircraft. And it is. It is. I'd rather fly this than anything else. I had somebody ask me last week what my graphics settings are. And I keep them pretty simple, actually. I've got everything on high. Everything, across the board, top to bottom, on high. I have fauna. I have that set to ultra, just because, you know, if there's animals, I want to see them, and I want to see them looking good, and I want to see them as far away as possible. So I've got that set to ultra. Everything else is set to high. Except, what's the one thing? Oh, motion blur. I'm not a big fan of motion blur, so I turn that way down to low. A very, very little amount of motion blur. It's too taxing on your system for the little bit of cartoony effect it gives you. It just don't look right, in my opinion. And it's a big draw on resources. So turn down your motion blur, people. Well, I figure I might as well run everything on high, because I do everything in 1080p anyway. I'm not running 4K. I've got a 4K monitor, but I turned it down to 1080p. And at 1080p, you don't need ultra settings. You probably won't tell the difference anyway. Already only 70 miles out. This was the shortest leg of the evening. Hey, you notice we got somebody joining us right now. We got a guy in a FA-18 Super Hornet called Kingston. Hey, Kingston. if you're watching the stream, and you probably are, greetings. Love that that FA-18, man. That looks really nice. With always looks good with these dirty 30 C-130s. Any kind of a military jet is just it's really nice. Love having that escort, buddy. Once again, our flight plan is expecting us to come in on runway 33, but we're not coming in on runway 33 at all. Coming in on 15 instead. You can see just to the northwest of the airport, it's got this big flat area. That's what we're going to use as our approach. So maybe another 20 miles, maybe 30 miles. I'm going to turn a little bit more north. You'll see at one point we're going to be passing over a pretty neat little lake. Actually, I think once we get closer to that lake, that's when I'm going to make my turn. And we've got to be real careful when we're descending here, because these mountains are 15,000 feet. They're right below us. So as we're descending, we might want to be already in that little valley before we start doing it. Beautiful colors. A bit of a ridge coming up here in front of us, and that's kind of the tallest spot.
Yep, it looks pretty tall.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna make it, but just barely. I'm getting a great look at that that cool paint job that Mia's got. Yep, it would still be a dream of mine to somehow
20 to 30 minutes.
To somehow own a C-130 and fix up the inside, make a nice apartment inside. You can even have a garage in the back and drive your car in and out of there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be neat? Have a little house inside of it and just fly wherever the hell you want to fly. Put a parachute on your car so you can just do James Bond out the back. Just beautiful. I'm loving this. We're only 46 miles out. The good news is we only have to drop down about, I don't know, 7,000 feet to get ready for that landing, because the airport is pretty high. Alright, heading 150. 150. Ooh, it looks like Coast is popping more pictures. Oh, there's a Longhorn pictures putting in there. I like that. Beautiful picture of Fat Albert flying over those New Guinea mountains. You've got the whole group going on. In these mountains that, I don't know, somehow Fat Albert looks a little bit camouflaged against them. Very nice. You're right, it does that. The nose cone on this thing painted yellow makes it look a little bit like a duck.
Well, the white top and the yellow beak. It's like,
yep.
it's the first thing that came to mind was it looks like a duck wearing a blue coat.
That's pretty cool. Gesundheit.
Thank you. I'm going to see if I can weed my way through here.
Yeah, I was going to say I would really like to start descending already, but we're like in a bad place to descend. I am. Now that we're only 30-something miles out. I'm going to turn a little bit north. I'm going to try to hit the northwest tip of that that plains that's going on, that little valley. I am going to turn, well, I'm going to wait a minute. If I turn now, I might hit the mountain. I'm going to wait till I hit this saddle first, and then I'm going to turn about 15 degrees north. Yeah. We're getting pretty close to those mountains, guys. You look down on that. Alright, turning left. I think I see that lake up there. It was on the map. Although, it don't quite look like... Oh yeah, that's the one. Well, when it comes time to descend, I'm going to descend down to about 8,000. That will put us about 2,500 feet above the elevation of the airport. You can kind of already see right now where that valley is going to be. See, if you look on the map, I'm roughly heading towards Whiskey Alpha Whiskey Yankee transition spot.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot for that gap just to the left of it.
Okay, the one that's kind of leading to it, and then turn.
Yeah, coming
Yep.
from like WAKZ over to it.
Yep. I was planning on doing that when I was testing this flight a couple days ago, but I ended up just not. I didn't need to. Like I said, if you look down, you can already see there's like that river valley. You see the river going through it?
Yeah.
If we follow that river, it'll take us directly to the airport. As a matter of fact, if I went a little bit to the right, there's a secondary valley that I could use to descend. Instead, I'm just going to wait until I'm over this ridge and bring it down to about 8,000. On the map, it looks like you might have to take a pretty good turn to get on there, but it's really not that steep of a turn as it looks in real life. It's way wider than it looks like on the map. I think I did my time just right. Just right. By the time we get to that airport, we'll probably start having some nighttime textures, but it won't be dark.
Yeah, I'm in almost dark now. I'm a little bit darker than what your setting is, I think.
Yeah, I think I set myself about 20 minutes earlier than what you said you had. Okay, I'm going to get set up, get ready to descend here. And also get ready to turn on course for runway 15.
And I've got thunderstorms going on now.
They're kicking in, huh?
Yep.
Well, good luck, buddy.
Yep, no less for you.
Yep, now we got the rain.
All right, I am going to begin my descent, hopefully slowly. I'm going to try that this time. I'm going to first trim my aircraft down a little. See how that works? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? That it still sent me up instead of down, but not quite as jarring as it usually does. Okay, bring her down. Also, turning final for runway 15 at 13 miles. Just follow that windy river. Don't fly quite as windy as the river is, though. That'd be something. Yeah, I believe I have the airport in sight. That must be it right there. And also, bear in mind how the little white arrow points directly at the airport. The way we have our flight plan set up right now, that's perfect. So you can tell when you're lined up with the runway. Alrighty, I'm just going to go ahead and shut my autopilot off right now. I think I got a pretty decent approach going on. Here we are for that runway. Alright, final approach, looking good. I'm going to try to remember not to forget my my auto throttle. I would have forgot it last time if Bob didn't say something. Or maybe it was Longhorn. Somebody said something and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is a real nice approach here. It's one of those places where it doesn't really look like it's at that high of elevation. Looks like it's in a nice little valley surrounded by mountains. But nope, we are in the mountain. Okay, auto throttle off.
Looks good. It's all lit up here for the nighttime approach.
Cool, I love that. I'm just now getting the nighttime textures. The little town here, everybody's got their lights on. It ain't dark yet though. It does look pretty nice.
I got the runway lights are all lit up, looking good.
Okay,
You
it's
still got
telling
rain,
me
Longhorn?
it's complaining about my landing gear, but I'm going far too fast for that.
No, the rain cleared up in this valley. It's on the edges of it, over by the mountains.
Okay.
So I can actually see the runway.
Drat.
Oh,
I was hoping
cleared
to see how you land in the rain.
That's a friend for you. Rats.
Oh well, you know, I wanted to see some excitement.
Yeah, I do too. That sounded like it'd be fun. All right, bringing her down. A little bit high, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Longhorn, I'm going to be right behind you. If you would please roll a little bit long.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm directly behind you. Like, I can see you. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh, Mia had to go around. Mia, did you forget your auto throttle?
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
I did. I did.
Oh,
Come on.
Mentioned it.
somehow I remembered.
Ooh, and I didn't even hit the trees.
All right. Well, what do you say we go back over here to this nice, we do have an apron over here. I usually park in the grass or whatever, but we got an apron. Actually, you know what I was thinking last week? Remember how I was having, I think we all were, you're supposed to be able to walk up into the tail of your aircraft, and
You can't.
none of us were able to. I think that might have been, well, I'm wondering if that had to do something with us being parked in the grass and the ground was uneven, so it didn't quite know what to do. But maybe if we're on the tarmac up here, it'll be a
Try
whole
it
different
again.
story.
They may have changed it too in this last update. I don't know.
Right, maybe there was some unforeseen consequences of letting people do that. It's a nice little
Well,
place here.
you did say to run long.
Oh yeah.
Coming
Well,
back to the airport.
I didn't mean for you to go quite that long.
I wouldn't know if somebody would have reminded me of the auto throttle a little earlier. I'm like, what the
Bob
heck
just
is
saw
that?
how your airplane was acting, and it's like, oh, that looks like somebody forgot there. Auto throttle.
It's alright, I'm the one that reminded everybody last time, so I guess it was due on me this time.
Yeah, this is a neat little airport. It's not even really that little. It's a decent place. This little truck here is just going to drive right through me like I'm not even there. A very nice smooth landing right on the center line for Mia. Alright, I wish I could get a little better handle on this reverse thrust. I always forget about it and it sends me shooting backwards. Alright, that was wonderful. Real nice group flight tonight, guys. Well, it looks like Kingston or whatever was just curious and thought he'd come and check us out, and then he left. I'm almost curious. I wonder if that was one of the people that was at that, they were kind of splashing around in that lake. Maybe one of them said, I'm going to hop in a jet and go see what they're doing.
It may have been.
All right, before I shut my engines down, I'm going to open up my stuff.
Yeah, try that switch on your console for the ramping door. You just hit one switch and it opens both at the same time.
Oh, where's that at? It's
It,
down by
it
the
is
throttle?
right below your autopilot's pitch knob that you always
Right.
talking about. It's
Oh,
right
okay,
below
yeah,
that.
yeah.
There's a
Aerial
little
delivery,
socket.
ramp door.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just flip it up to open.
Yep, put that up to open. It'll take care of both at the same time.
Oh, well, that's handy.
Yeah, it gets loud when you do it.
All right, there it does. Cool. Alright, let me see here if I can walk in the back there. Hit my props. Oh, so close. I thought it was going to let me there for a second. I really thought it was going to let me. No deal, though. Ah, that's a shame. I'm going to go ahead and give myself some cargo here.
You forgot to do engine shutdown.
Alright, how about that striker in the back there? Nice. And yeah, I will definitely shut down these engines here. Yeah, you know what? When I open up that ramp, that's the first time I have any sound inside my cockpit. When the ramp is open, you can hear everything just fine.
Yeah, when you are in, and then when you do your engine shutdown, you can hear that it winds down. That's
Yeah.
got a pretty nice new sound to it.
Oh, that's neat. Alright, dope.
Well, it looks like you're on your ramp. You're just not going in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm standing. I can get up on the back of the ramp, but I can't go in all the way into the cargo.
Yeah, it's as far as
Yeah,
I
me
can get
too.
right here. Did you put any cargo in yours, Wingnut?
No, I didn't. I just got troop seats.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay,
doesn't.
that's what I see.
Yeah, it doesn't transmit the cargo when you have it in there. It won't transmit it to other people. You'll see your own. Oh, I never noticed how when you got the Humvee in the back there, they actually strap it down. Where it's got. Oh no, wait, those are antennas. I thought it had like straps coming down from the ceiling to hold it in place. Never mind. It's pretty neat looking though. It'd be cool if you could drive that thing around. They did a really good job with lighting and stuff in this game. Like these vehicles, they got their tail lights going and their little strobes and stuff, and it casts light
Yep.
on everything, and that's awesome. It never used to do that. I mean, not in. I'm just saying before 2024, it never used to do that. Pretty neat. Yeah, Longhorn, I see you got your power unit out. Looks nice. Way better size than it used to be. It used to be too big.
Yeah, they made it look good now.
Uh-huh. I like that. What happened if I pulled that out? Oh, I never noticed it's called Fat Albert Airlines. Cool. Go over here and get a good look at this the zebra stripes going on. Cool. I just noticed too that this I like when the C-130s, all the doors and hatches and everything, they have like an orange box around them. It looks pretty cool.
How do you get a flashlight looking mode there?
It just, for me, it did it automatically. As soon as it got dark enough, it just turned it on automatically. I don't know if you could turn it on or off or what, but I even saw it for a second. I didn't have it, and then it got dark enough, and it just came on all by itself.
Yeah, well, it's total dark where I'm at, but my flashlight mode isn't working. No.
Huh. I mean, it even does it in the cockpit, and that way you can see your instruments if you're trying to start up the aircraft in total darkness. It gives you a flashlight so you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, there's a setting for auto flashlight.
There must be. I'll have to look into that because mine's not coming on. I'm about to trip over my power unit cord here.
I love. There's some vehicle over here has like a red flashing light, and that's lighting up Mia's aircraft. It looks awesome. It's a blinky redness. Nice touch.
Yeah, see, I've got live time, so it's still plenty of daylight. It's like almost noon here.
Oh, really?
That does not look like a comfortable ride in the back of one of these things.
No. My dad, he was in the Army, and he flew in a few of them in the back, and he just said it was especially back then, that was in the 60s, he said it was loud and uncomfortable. He said it was the loudest thing he ever went through in his life. It was the loudest thing ever.
And there's like nets for seats.
They're lucky to have that.
Like,
well, it makes it easier to put them away, and that way you got all kinds of cargo room, I suppose. Pretty cool. Now I just want to drive that Humvee around. Have Humvee race on the runway.
It's got mirrored windows on the tower. The tower looks too short for the building next to it.
It's like the building next to it's taller than it.
Yeah, well, half the windows of the tower, or at least on one whole side, are looking right into this building.
The tower's kind of dark colored. I can barely see it.
And it has mirrored windows.
Huh.
You can't even see in them. Can't get in it. I'm just flying the drone around. These buildings down here at the end of the airport look more modern.
Well, some of these hangars themselves, like the one that's right next to the tower, that looks like a research and development type of hangar, you know, like a high-tech, clean one.
Car traffic. There's a road that runs by the airport and it's got a bunch of cars on it. I'm gonna go more into town, and there's a lot of traffic out here.
This is a pretty big town, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I might not have noticed how big it was if everything wasn't lit up. You know what I mean? Like during the daytime, you might not notice it, but at night you see all the houses lit.
Oh yeah, just get in the drone and you can tell it's a big city. Definitely bigger than where I live. Oh, what is that? That was like a stadium.
Geez, all kinds of traffic.
You know, they didn't model the stadium, but the satellite imagery of it looks like some kind of round stadium here.
I bet they play soccer.
Yeah, I think it's called football.
I bet they play football. Or like
Yeah,
Waterboy's mom says, I bet you they play that foosball.
I like how this river looks that's out here on the other side of town. It looks really cool. It looks like a typical river.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
This whole
water
area
looks
is
real.
pretty nice, actually.
It's like muddy looking, but you can kind of see into it a little bit. Some rapids going.
Anybody know what's the elevation of Denver? Is it
Mile
more
High
than
City.
5,000?
Yep.
Okay.
A Mile High City. So,
Oh, yeah,
the football
all right, yeah.
stadiums. So
This is right up
5,280
there,
feet.
though.
Yeah, it's
I think
really
I see
close
that
to about the
stadium
same
you're talking
elevation.
about. It looks nice and flat, though.
Yeah, as I said, they didn't model it in here, but they just got the satellite imagery of it. It's like a nice place to live. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that.
There's a lot of traffic going on here, that's for sure. It looks like a big, kind of a big city with no skyscrapers or nothing. No big buildings. It's a big area. Yeah, very nice.
Well, they got an airport. They're probably the only real feasible way in and out of this city is through that airport.
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure they have roads, but it'd probably take you forever to take a road out of here.
Well, like, where's the next place? You know what I mean? It might take you a while just to get somewhere else.
But they got running water, river going through here, airport. I mean, imagine they have highways that do come in and out of here, but I mean,
they'd have to.
The next town is probably like several hours away. But they got a lot of farming going on. There's a lot of farmland out here at the edge of the city.
Pretty cool. Yep, I like that. Well, guys and girls and pilots of all shapes and sizes, we are going to be taking off out of here next week. Next Friday at the same time, we're leaving this airport. We're going to continue heading to the east and to the south, and by the end of next week, we're going to almost be in Australia. For sure, the week after that, all of our destinations are going to be in Australia. So we're getting awful close. That's a fun place to fly around, and there's a lot of neat stuff to see. We'll probably see a bunch of animals like kangaroos and whatnot. It's always fun. Another thing you'll see around Australia a whole bunch is camels. Seem to be a bunch of camels around there. But yeah, count on doing that. We're going to take off out of here next Friday, same time. Please come join us. Go down there and like and subscribe. YouTube will let you know when we're getting ready to do it. And you can join us yourself if you want to. That'd be great. Meet us at this airport. Grab yourself an airplane that can do 250 knots. And it'll be a good time. So hopefully everybody has a good weekend and a good week. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.